David Hertel in for Aaron and Natasha. Well, the big news today all across Quebec was the resignation of the president of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League, Gilles Courteau. He had been head of the league for 37 years. And we talked about this with Mitch Melnick earlier on the show. This resignation comes on the heels of his presentation to a parliamentary commission about 2 weeks ago in Quebec City about the allegations and the culture of hazing and that have been going on in Quebec hockey, and not just in Quebec, but across Canada, but especially in Quebec hockey. And there were some omissions and contradictions between what he said to the elected officials during the hearing before this parliamentary commission at the National Assembly and what he knew and said he knew in terms of an action before the courts in Ontario. And so this whole question of hazing and the culture of hazing in Quebec hockey is now raising to the point of a Hockey Canada type scandal. And so during those hearings, Gilles Courteau was not the only person and the only organization, Quebec Major Junior Hockey, to be invited to those hearings. Several organizations were invited, and one of them was the Réseau du sport étudiant du Québec. And that is the organization that basically represents all Quebec student athletes, whether at the school level, the CEGEP level, or university level. And that's over 200,000 student athletes across Quebec, coaches, organizations, the tournaments, everything. And full disclosure, I'm chairman of the board. I'm proud to be chairman of the board of this organization. But one person that was actually at these hearings and actually when he was younger played Quebec Major Junior Hockey is Stéphane Boudreau, who's the Deputy Executive Director of the RSEQ, and he joins us now from vacation. I truly appreciate it, Stéphane, for you taking the time today.
It's okay. It's in between my workout and going to dinner. So.
Okay. Well, Stéphane, you were in Quebec City during those hearings about the culture of hazing in Quebec. And first of all, maybe you can tell us more what transpired during those hearings.
I think we're shedding light on behavior that's been going on since, even when I was a kid and even when I played. The thing is that we spoke about this, the silent majority that's coming out, that's speaking out. It's about time. We've seen a coach jump on a kid during a hockey game. We've seen other tapping on the referee's helmet because the time didn't start. I mean, this has to stop because one day there won't be a game because we need these volunteers, we need these people. So these type of physical and verbal abuse and intimidation has to stop, and the silent majority has to speak out. So we have a program that's been going on since more than 20 years. It's 3 R's. It's self-respect, respect of others, and accountability. To be responsible of your actions. And I heard another interview because I had to catch up on current events. Like you said, I'm on vacation, so I didn't know this. But I saw in an interview that consequences. It's more than just educate people and for people. We need consequences. We need that people get accountable for their action. Mm-hmm. So I think we need to reassess everything that's going on. The behavior of people, lashing out, and not having be accountable for what's going on.
Absolutely. I know the connection's a bit difficult, so I don't know if you can get to a clearer spot. The connection's a bit spotty, but no, it's okay. No, don't apologize. It's okay. But the idea here is when you talk about consequences, I know that in the school system, the collegiate and the school system in Quebec, there is a way for students and parents and coaches to be able to confidentially complain, and there are consequences. It's through an organization called Sportaid, and there's a code of conduct. But I mean, I remember you were younger. You were a high-level hockey player yourself. You mentioned it. You played in the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. That's outside the school system, right? It's not like the NCAA or RSEQ here in Quebec. I mean,
it's a privately owned league.
Yeah, it's its own private league, and it's basically, owners that come together, and Gilles Courteau was this like monument and seemed indestructible, and here it is, in less than 2 weeks he's gone. But I mean, when you talk about consequences, what needs to happen? Does it mean that government has to intervene? I mean, because it's still a private business, right?
I'll give you an example in the school system. First of all, it's forbidden. No initiation, no physical intimidation, nothing happens.
Sure.
And if it does happen, the student athletes are expelled, like literally. So you're missing games and you're expelled, and it could go all the way up to that. So, there are consequences to their actions. So if you are going to do, negative actions and intimidation and physical harassment and, violence and verbal abuse, there are consequences. So we got to bring that to the table. We got to have these conversations, even though, it cannot go on anymore. So
what would you like to see happen? What would be the next steps?
Well, I cannot talk for the junior major.
No, of course, but
I cannot do.
No, I'm not saying, but I mean, what do you think would be, the next things to do as a society?
But as you know, 2 years ago, almost to the day, we started the EDI plan of action at the RSEQ.
EDI is equity, diversity, and inclusion.
Diversity and inclusion.
Yeah.
We had 4 fields of work: racism, women in sport, people with limitation of functionality, and the LGBTQ plus community. So we've met in focus group over 260 people that helped us build a online survey that 6,000 people of the educational community answered. So coaches, establishments, school boards, teachers, student athletes answered to give us alignment to what actions we can take to include everybody and to move away from verbal abuse and, intimidation and discrimination. So, hopefully, and this plan is coming out next month. We finished it, and so we're going to launch it next month. So hopefully in these lines and in these actions, in these 3, we'll be able to pursue the conversation with other people, other partners of the RSEQ. And like the young Aiden Chase said, it's not just hockey. It's everywhere. It's on the field, it's on the ice, it's in the gymnasium. So, we need to take action. We need to, like I said, there needs to be accountability for your actions.
Stéphane, really appreciate you taking the time. These are very important times, I think, for Quebec sports, not just Quebec hockey, as you said. It's on the ice, on the field, in the gym, and we need to continue this conversation, and there needs to be more action to be taken by all of us. So, Stéphane, really appreciate you shedding some light on this very important topic. Appreciate it.
My pleasure, David.